Good afternoon and welcome to this week's weekend webcast from your friends here at Martin Lynch & Sons. Hello, I'm Jonathan M0JSX, also K6JSX, potentially you ask. Welcome along, hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're staying out of the rain. The weather here in Staines is absolutely awful outside, so highly recommend avoiding that if you absolutely can. Stay inside, play radio, I think is the absolute best thing to do. Hey, welcome along. This is your opportunity to visit the showroom in a virtual way. Obviously, if you can't make it here, obviously there's something going on with petrol at the moment. No idea, which means that some people are choosing not to travel. Well, fair enough then. So if you not come to the store for whatever reason, then of course this is your opportunity to come and ask us some questions. So do feel free to say hello in the chat as well, just like Tim has already done there. Hello Tim, and to Barry as well, and also Ray in the chat as well. So a very good afternoon to you. What I thought we'd do today is have a quick look around the used items, and then there's a couple of new bits on the diamond wall that I want to bring to your attention that you may not have seen before. Certainly when I returned off paternity leave, I sort of had a look around the showroom to see what was new, and spotted the fact that there was some new diamond products on the shelf. So we'll have a look at that over there as well. And of course, any questions that you ask too, we will. I'll do my best to answer them as well. If they could be about radio, that would probably be good. I have more chance of answering them. But do feel free to ask away in the chat. I'll just say a very quick hello to Jimbo as well, who's in there, and to Ray, M0RAY, and also to Chris, M7MXM, down there in a wet Plymouth. In fact, we'll start with the question that Paul has just put. When is the Yaesu FT5D back in stock? Next week or so is the answer on that one, Paul. They're on our air freight shipment from the factory. So just waiting for that to arrive. Usually that arrives within sort of the first week to 10 days of the month, but obviously subject to everything going on at the moment. Hello to Albin, G0 UOB. How do you have? Not spoken to you for a little while. Hope you're well. Grandpa Piper Mike, SM5WPW, asks RX antenna for airband, VHF, and UHF. Mike, stand by because that's one of the products I'm going to talk about on the diamond shelf in a little bit. We've got a new Discone that's coming, so Discone is going to be the answer, but stay tuned because we have, I'm going to present that in a little bit. And Joe's asking, has Tony found me a used KX2 yet? Unfortunately not, as far as I'm aware, but I'm sure that Tony knows you're waiting for one. You'll be in our little black book, so as soon as we do see one, we will let you know. Of course, and if you do have a KX2 that you're looking to get hold of or get rid of even, or in fact any other good clean piece of used equipment, of course do let us know, because obviously we are buying used equipment all the time. And another one there, hello Phil, M7BBV. He says after you too, Phil. So I'm going to pick up the camera. I'll apologise for my camera work, because we all know that it's not the best, but I'm just going to have a quick look at the shelves, and the used shelves still very busy. That's not changed in the last couple of weeks. But let's start with this. An IC910 is a good option to start with. Of course, if you're after something for HF, VHF, and 23 SEMS, this being the HX version, has the 23 SEMS on it. A nice option. I know that many satellite operators really like the 910 because it's nice and easy to interface with. Obviously the predecessor to the 9700 that we have nowadays, but a little bit cheaper, let's be honest. 1099, 100 watts out on 2, that's what you really care about, isn't it? And it's got the box and everything with it, so it's a nice clean 910. There's a tiny mark, just sort of spot. It's very hard to see. If you get in the very right light, you can just see a tiny mark on the screen. It might rub off, it might just be a sort of mark, but yeah, on that, nice and clean. A DV Megacast, we don't see very many of those coming used. So DV Megacast, if you've never come across one of these before, and you would be forgiven if you haven't, it's essentially, it's a standalone unit that will do all of the digital modes, so C4FM, D-Star, DMR, P25, it will do all of those, but without the need for that pesky RF stuff. So it does it directly onto the internet. It's got a vocoder built inside. So if you're limited for antennas, let's be honest, and you might be somewhere you just cannot erect antennas. I know a few people who are in places like nursing homes or residential homes where putting up antennas for them is completely impossible. But they still want to stay on the air. They still want to keep an aspect of amateur radio. And this is where the Megacast and units similar to it do come into their own, because it feels like a proper radio. It's got a screen, and you plug a microphone into it. And at $249, it's a saving over brand new. And this one is also supplied with at least the power supply and the microphone. So they don't get those bits as standard. So this one has got those bits. So £250, very good price for that. FTDX 5000D with the SM5000 at $2,250 if you're serious about DXing or contesting even. And in fact, I know that the contest group that I'm a member of, we use DX5000s into transverters for VHF, UHF. I know there's a UHF contest on this weekend, so I'm sure the group are again using their 5000. And they're fantastic. Dynamic range on these is superb. The noise reduction as well, we don't go into too much, but the noise reduction on the 5000 is brilliant. 200 watts out the back on HF and 6 meters. Of course, nice and easy to interface to a transverter should you want to do that as well. A Rig Blaster Advantage if you're wanting a nice easy solution similar to the things like the Signalink USB. The Rig Blaster Advantage is nice. Nice little standalone unit, comes with everything you need to connect it to most radios on the market today. There's also a MicroKey 2, the ultimate of sort of digital interfaces to go between your computer and your radio. It is supplied with a cable, I think it's for a 950, and it's yours for just $199. IC 7100, HF, VHF, UHF, and the added addition of 4 meters as well. This one is boxed with everything you'd expect at £849. Again, you're going to save yourself. I mean, they've gone up brand new now. They're now sort of £1,100. So, you're going to save yourself a huge chunk of money right there. What else should I just present to you? Anytime. We don't see very many of these in used at all. I mean, they're cheap brand new, but they're even cheaper. Used £69 for VHF, UHF 25 watt mobile, supplied in good condition with the box, the mic, the manual and the DC lead. I must just point out with that one there is no programming cable, so let's just bear that in mind. What else I'm going to mention? I'm going to mention IC 7400. So very similar to things like the 746, 7400 HF and 6 meters, but also 100 watts on 2 meters as well. So that's a nice addition. The fact that you get 2 meters. So if you're after a simple to use radio, you're not necessarily too interested in about 77s, but you would appreciate sort of 100 watts out on 2 meters. 7400 is the radio for you. It is boxed with everything you'd expect, mic, manual and DC cable at £799. A TS990 just sat there, give it a very quick mention. Of course, Kenwood's flagship 200 watts, dual receive, $3,999. If you give us a call, we'll do you a price on it, maybe chuck in the shipping for you, maybe. Give us a call, 0345 2300 599 if you're after one of those. 5000 MP, the updated version of the D, with the oven control TCXO to $499. No SM5000 on that one. What have we got over here? Still got an FT450D, $549. I don't need to mention Tango 32 Charlie again, do I? We all know the story. Good, fantastic. $549 for a boxed 450. Flex 6400M. So this is one of the latest generation of Flex radios with the 4 slice receivers. This one is boxed. It's in a lovely condition, I'm sure you can see. I don't believe it's had the ATU installed in this one, so the ATU is optional on the 6400. I believe this doesn't have it. It's a 2749. But of course, full details on the website hamradio.co.uk/used. FT991A, HF, VHF, UHF from Yaesu, the latest generation with that real-time spectrum scope, 1099, and free cover. That's always worth having, isn't it? Free cover. What else should I mention over here? LDG 80, well, apparently it's an 82,000, that's not quite right. 8200 Pro 2, yours for just 199, the price was right at least. Supplied with DC cable. These are nice, you can buy the cables that will make them work with either Yaesu, like the 857, 897, and so on, or you can buy the IC pack cable to make them work with pretty much any Icon HF radio produced in the last 30 years. ELAD FDM Duo, a true SDR receiver, sorry, a true SDR transceiver, but has that standalone ability as well. You get the full functionality when you plug it into a computer, but if you just want something to use standalone as well, then that's nice. 5 watts out the back. Of course, they do the new amplifiers for them as well. So if you want to get either 60 or 120 watts, ELAD is now a real contender in that space. And finally, I'm not going to go through everything I could do, but let's finally talk about decisions. Let's talk about an 891. So HF and 6 meters are, I know that as we're on YouTube, we can mention Tim, G5TM. I know that he uses an 891 when he's mobile. Hello to you, Tim, if you're watching. But nice 100 watts radio. The nice thing about these is the fact that they do have true DSP on them, and they've also got the 3K roofing filter as well as standard. No options needed for that at all. 599 gets you that fully boxed and complete. Right, let's move across down here. So if you've never been to the showroom, we have sort of a big wall of all antennas and the like. I've got the command poles there, just sat there as well. Hello, Callum, if you're around. And a couple of new products that I returned from my paternity leave, and oh, that's new. The first one was a new Discone, the D220, new to us, D220R, which does, let's have a look at the specifications. So it is 100 megs to 1.6 gigs. So whoever it was asking earlier on about antenna for the aircraft band and VHF, UHF, D220R is a good contender. £109. It's an SO239 on the bottom, so you just need to add a length of coax to, at least I believe it's an SO239. I've said that now, haven't I? Oh, you can even transmit into it. Handle 50 watts on FM. There you go. Transmit. You can transmit into it as well. That's nice. The other thing I wanted to mention, and that's arrived since I've been out, was this. It's the RHM10, which is very much like a manual ATAS, if you want to consider it like that. So obviously the ATAS antenna, the ATAS 120 works with all the AC radios, most of them for HF and all the way up to VHF. It's got the same frequency coverage. So this is 40 meters through to 70 sems. It's £199. Will handle 130 watts of SSB. The nice thing is you just set the length up for what you need, and it just tunes. It will just work. Not really designed for true mobile use, so for when you're actually moving down the road, but for static mobile use, absolutely perfect. You know, in fact, if you think about it, you know, the sort of single band whips, where are they on? There you go. So single band whips, you know, by the time you bought sort of 3 of those to do sort of 3 bands, you're up to the price of an RHM10. So with that, you know, you can get all the bands from 40 upwards. You'd have to add one for 80 if you want to do 80, but you get all the bands from 40 upwards and right the way through, as I say, to 70 sems. So that's a nice option too. Let's also think about what doesn't get mentioned over here. Of course, the D220 is sort of the newest of the Discones that we do, but of course we still do the D130. So this is a very, very popular for us Discone antenna between 25 and 1.3 gigs, 25 megs to 1.3 gigs, with an SO239, and comes with a length of coax in the packet as well. £124 for that one. And if you wanted a cheaper option for Discone, still the D190, £81.95 for the D190 still available, and still has the length cable in there as well. Of course, I've still got the Nagoya range as well, so if you're after a cheap or better value, let's say, mobile whip, then look no further than the NL770H. It's a simple 270 whip, just under the metre in length, as we've come to be quite familiar with. And we've finally got copper earth rods back in stock. We were out of those for a long time. They're now back in stock. 100% solid copper, as opposed to the ones you'd find down your local hardware store, which are generally a copper plate with an aluminium core. So true 100% copper all the way through. They're not going to corrode. The plating's not going to fall off. They are the genuine article. Let's have a quick look through the comments here. Hello to Paul, M7 Opium. How do you, Paul? Hope you're doing okay. And to Terry, 20IPK as well. Hello to you, Terry. Ray, M0RAY, has said, have you got any of the big old-fashioned Icom long wire tuners in stock? Not in the U station. We have a couple not too long ago, Ray, but they've both sold. I think we have got them in new, though. So do have a look on the website. I'm trying to think of the part number off the top of my head. It's not coming to me. It will come to me in a second, but normally I'm a walking, talking part number machine, but that one's eluding me. But I do know the one it's 80... No, AH or AH4, I want to say. Someone will correct me on that, I'm sure. Hello to Andrew, M0BND. Hello to you, Andrew. Phil says, keep bashing that like button. Thanks very much. Yeah, it does help the algorithm. I don't really know how the algorithm works, but I'm told it makes a difference. Terry's also commented about the 891. Brilliant radio, well worth money. It really is. I used the first one that came into the store, which I'll demo one now. I took that home and played with that for about a week or so. It's fantastic. I mean, apparently, Gary's correct me. I mean, copper-plated steel, not aluminium. It's the same difference, isn't it? How much is that soldering station? Oh, which one? Which soldering station? They're all on the website. They're the hairy range of soldering stations. So have a look at the website. There's quite a number of options, and they range all the way in price from there's a very simple solder station for about £40. They roll all the way through to sort of some real SMD type stuff as well, which is over 200. So have a look on the website. Hairu, hair as in HIRRU, Hairu on the website. You'll find them. Race says AH4. I was right. I did say AH4. There we go. Right. CHR999CHR. Asks, any portable antennas for 60 metres? Yes, the super antenna. So the super antenna DX Max comes with all the cores, including the core of 60 metres. So that's another option. Or if you wanted to, you could go for one of the less expensive super antenna kits and add the 60 metre coil. Alternatively, I'm just having a think, you could do it if you wanted to build something, you could do it with a 49:1. So you could go for, I'm going to go off camera just to grab a transformer. We've all seen these a million times before, I know, but you could do it with a 49:1 and a 30 metre length of wire would also work. You wouldn't get any other band though, that would just be for 60 metres. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think the MPAS does off the top of my head, I'm just trying to think. Soldering station is behind me. I must be being blind. Oh, over there, the 863, that one. I rarely know how much of the screen you can see. Right, I will find the price for you now because I can't remember off the top of my head how much it is. So right, bear with me just a second. I'm going to have a quick look on my tablet here. It's going to be a race now to who can do it first on our website, isn't it? What did I say it was? It was the 863D. I'll bring it up. Okay, it is that one, 8396. There you go. So that is both. It's a full rework station, which is nice. So you've got soldering on one side and you've got hot air the other. There's also just the SMD rework station. That's just the hot air. So if you wanted both, 863. Let's have a look. See, hello from Australia, from Dale. Hello, Dale. Hope you're doing well down under. Michael asks, any offers on the AOR DV1 at present or going to be? Big PS, always look forward to the show. Thanks very much. That's a bit like it on the radio, isn't it? Loving the show. Michael, keep your eyes on the website. Obviously, we are competitively priced on AOR. We do have a B stock DV1 at the moment. So if you have a look on our website for DV1, you will find the B stock unit. That's a saving over brand new. It comes with a full warranty, as a brand new one would do, but it's been out of the box, and the box looks like it's been to a customer. So it looks like it's been to a customer. So it's not for him, for whatever reason. Returns to us within the returns period. We can't sell it as new anymore, but that is definitely a saving. how waterproof, oh good question Terry, how waterproof are those 49:1 onions? I've not had water in mine yet, Terry. I'll put it like that. I've used one of these for a good number of months now, and it's not particularly well weatherproofed. Where I put it is not, it's not providing any protection, and I've not noticed any water ingress. I think if to be on the safe side, you probably would want to seal it a bit more than it is, but it is a proper IPX7 box. I think it is an outside box that it's made into. Yeah, I suspect so. We have got a new one in stock as well. We've got, so that one handles 100 watt. We've now got a 600 watt version as well from a CG antenna. Now that one is definitely waterproof. We've had one of those apart to have a look inside. Water is not getting into one of those. It's also got a valve on it as well. Just in case water does, water will be able to trickle out of the bottom. No problem at all. So yeah, have a look, Terry, for the new CG antenna. It's on our website. CG antenna 49:1 will handle up to 600 watts, but yeah, definitely a good option if that's a concern. And Dale says, good, hope you're doing well. We're doing well over here as well. Right, I'm not going to stay on for too much longer. So if you've got any final questions, if you want me to show you anything, please do let me know. That's the whole point of these. It's your opportunity. If you want to get me to run and get something to show you, please do say. Of course, I will mention something we mentioned on the Something for Weekend video we did yesterday. FT3s are in stock, so I know we had a question earlier on about the FT5, which is on its way. FT3s are still in stock, so we've got plenty of FT3s in. So if you want to save yourself a bit of money over an FT5, and really what are you losing out on? Well, you're losing out on the waterproofness, and that's about it. There are a few other differences, but that's sort of the headline point, as it were. So FT3s still in stock, still available, still cheaper than an FT5. Still with Bluetooth, still with GPS and APRS as well, still with C4 FM. The list goes on. So yeah, FT3s are still a good buy if you are after a C4 FM handheld with a touchscreen. Highly recommend those. And Ray says, what's inside the new Unknown? A big transformer. Big transformer, Ray, but it's the thick. It's actually got two toroids in there. So you've got that's why we can give it the power handling that it's got. Pete, G7 SQC has asked, what's a good multiband HF vertical antenna to mount on the side of the house? It's that last bit. I was thinking of a 6B TV, because 6B TV is great. You cover the 6 bands between 80 and 10 meters, harmonic rated. So let's go through them. 80, 40, 30, 20, 15 and 10. But it can't be mounted on the side of the house. That wants to be mounted in clear space, but only at about ground level. So it doesn't want to be mounted at high. If you want something to mount up high, then you could look at things like maybe the BB7V from Diamond. Or the problem is that by mounting an antenna at height, they lose their ground plane. So you need an antenna that doesn't need a ground plane of some description. So that's the trade-off. And on HF, height is not really an advantage, or certainly antenna height above ground on a vertical is no advantage at all. With a wire antenna, I accept it definitely is. But with a vertical antenna, it's not really any advantage at all. So if you can mount something at ground level and get it a bit away from the house, I'd definitely say go for a Hustler 6B TV. If you can't, yeah, BB7V or one of the Midel GP2500s would also work. They work any height above ground. I was trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think we've got any in stock at the moment. The Gap range is also quite good for that. Michael says, any all-band mini whip Bonito antennas in stock? Are they any good to hang indoors as well? Michael, Bonito have taken the decision not to use distributors anymore. They made that decision about a year ago. So we've still got a few bits and pieces of Bonito left, but we're not actively stocking them anymore. Bonito have decided they're just going to sell directly, so you can buy them directly from Bonito. If you go to, I can't think of their email, their website address off the top of my head. Use your favourite search engine for Bonito, and you will find them. Please buy directly from them. That's absolutely fine. Ray's trying to sell his 6B TV, fair enough. And Dale says, high gain AV680 is good. Yeah, high gain's okay. They are very well. Sid, EI3IEB asks, he's looking for a used low cost HF mobile. Any advice? Well, it depends, Sid, what you it's considered to be low cost. So we mentioned earlier on, we've got the 891 in stock in our used section. That's obviously HF 6 meters. 599 is, you know, okay. Well, it depends on what your definition of low cost is. I think that's quite reasonable. That's reasonably priced. Or keep on the lookout for things like FT857s or IC7000s. Of that ilk, depends. It depends what your definition of low cost is. But yeah, 891 we've got in stock in our used section. At the moment, we've got brand new 891s as well. Right, I'm gonna potentially wrap it up just there. Oh, hello. Best antenna for. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. See. Best antenna for Yaesu FT70. Okay, Terry, bear with me. And the antenna I normally recommend for not just for the FT70, but for pretty much any VHF UHF handheld. In fact, I'll pick up both versions of it. So from Diamond. And I use one of these myself with whatever handheld I happen to pick up when I'm going out and about. The SRH771 or the RH771, exactly the same antenna. Only difference is the connector on the bottom. SRH771 has the SMA on it. RH771 has the BNC on it. So depending on what is on your radio, then that's definitely an option for you. Highly recommend them. They're only about £15 and a lot better than the supplied rubber duck antenna. John's agreeing as well. So there you go. That's definitely a good option for your FT70 there, Terry. And Dale is hoping to get one of Bocoms from the USA. I think you might be waiting a while on that one, Dale. Right, I am going to wrap it up there. Thanks very much indeed for watching. In fact, John has just brought over one of those RHM10s that I mentioned just now. So there's one out of a packet. So we do like these. Very simple in design. You set it for the length, and it comes with a little chart. You lock it off, and then that is tuned for whichever band you want it to be on. A nice idea. I say they work all the way between 40 and 70 cents. So that's a nice option. Comes a little grounding point as well if you're going to use it on VHF, UHF. Right, thanks very much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to us here on YouTube. We do post a video every single Friday at about lunchtime. And also we do the live videos, of course, as well, usually on Saturday afternoon, but you know, you might find us cropping up whenever. So if you subscribe to us and also hit that bell icon, you'll get a notification every time that we upload or go live. And of course, if you aren't already subscribed to our mail list, do go to our website, hamradio.co.uk. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's a yellow banner at the bottom. Pop in your email address, and you'll get an email from us every single week, as well, keeping you updated on what's new here at Martin Lynch and Sons. Well, thanks very much for watching. Callum is Callum, we always have that way of joining right at the end, don't you? It's I'm not going to say I'm offended, but you know, if you've hit the bell notification icon, come on, that's clearly not. Right, lovely. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, and I don't know, go watch one of Callum's videos. Ta-ra for now.